When it comes time to plant seeds, I think it's my favorite time of year. Planting the seeds is my favorite part of gardening, and I do it starting 10 weeks before my frost date all the way into June. When you're starting seeds inside, you want a good fluffy potting soil. A seed starter mix is what you really want. You want it to be damp, but not so wet that it clumps together and doesn't separate. So you put some water in, mix it up till make sure everything is moist, because the seeds need a lot of moisture to start. Some of the plants I'm going to plant today have these small cells. I try to make this. I plant lettuce in these cells, lettuce and spinach and some other small plants, so that I can pop them out one at a time and plant them where I want them. One good place to plant them is when I have my bunching onions and I pull the green onions, I can plop one right in the hole where the onion came from. So I put the potting soil in the tray, spread it out so that it's all smooth and level. Then I push it down a little. Even though it looks like it's all even, the cells at the edge tend to have less soil in them. I don't pack it down really hard. You want the tiny little roots to still be able to go through the soil. So you don't want it hard packed, but you want it just a little bit pushed down so you can tell where there was too much air in it, and then you fill those back up. And you're ready to plant the seeds. Lettuce seed, a tiny little seed, needs light to germinate. So what I do is I just put a couple, I put a bunch there, but I try to put about 2 to 3 seeds per cell. And then rather than bury them, I just press them down a little bit so that they're in contact with the soil, but they still have the light so they can germinate. I'm planting a couple of varieties of lettuce here. I get my romaine label in there before I go on to the butterhead lettuce. And lettuce seeds can be anything from white to tan to brown to some that are even slightly reddish. Now we'll go to spinach. The spinach seeds are larger, so I take those and I press those down into the soil because they need to be covered up so that they can absorb the moisture well enough to sprout. Right now I'm putting 2 seeds in each cell. You'll never get 100% germination. You can get pretty high, but not all the seeds will germinate all the time. Okay, break. Most seeds sprout best at somewhere between 50 and 70 degrees soil temperature. Not all, but a lot of them do sprout at those temperatures. And I have these heating pads in my greenhouse because at this midwinter time, it's not that warm all the time in the greenhouse. At night it gets colder. So I put the seeds on the heating pad, and that keeps the soil at an even 50 degrees or higher, and I can count on the seeds sprouting.